Oh boy, Mike Garafolo dropped an absolute bombshell earlier today, and it's going to give Titans fans a lot of hope. Welcome into Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and here's what he tweeted out. As we wait for John Harbaugh to finalize his interviews, sources say he likes what he sees in the Titans. Cam Ward, $100 million in cap space, high picks, a new stadium coming, and GM Mike Borgonzi. He added this, not saying he's going to Tennessee, just that for now, I expect them to be firmly in the mix. And oh boy, so you're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance that the Titans could land the top head coaching prospect in the NFL. The 18-year head coaching vet that is a Super Bowl champion and has been one of the best coaches in NFL history. We're going to talk about it. But before we get into that, we are getting closer and closer to our goal of 12,000 subs, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently at 11,592, and we need 408. Quick maths, so you don't have to do it. You give you daily Titans coverage, and of course, we got you covered every single day on what is going on with the Tennessee Titans coaching search, who they're interviewing, and who they have interviewed, and anybody new that's come up. So go hit that sub button right now. This is what Titans Eyes had to say just about John Harbaugh, and not only Mike Garafolo has been saying some things about the Titans and their link to Harbaugh, but also Dianna Russini. She said that Harbaugh has reportedly taken interest in Cam Ward, meaning that he's also interested in the Titans. Russini reported that Harbaugh is spending Saturday and the next few days watching film, specifically on quarterbacks Jaxson and Cam Ward. She also reported that Harbaugh has also been in contact with team decision makers. I'm assuming Mike Borgonzi and Chad Brinker and his staff, while continuing to communicate with potential members of his own coaching staff. And I just want to say, Garafolo and Russini weren't the only ones to report that John Harbaugh was interested in the Tennessee Titans. There you have Garafolo, you have Russini, and also another NFL Network reporter in Tom Pelissero. And he said this specifically, don't count out the Titans for John Harbaugh. They have a lot of resources and a dynamic young quarterback in Cam Ward to sell to potential candidates. So I think that when you got three different reporters making articles about, Harbaugh is interested in being the Tennessee's coach. And I mean, if you're going to be honest here, there are so many reasons, which we'll get to in a second, on why Tennessee is a good spot for a head coach to go to. But I think that it's down to four teams. I think that Harbaugh's going to crunch his list down. Granted, if the Green Bay Packers decided to fire Matt LaFleur, which they, as of this video, they have not. He is still the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. I think it is down to these four teams: the Tennessee Titans, the New York Giants, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins did, however, just hire a new GM. But Harbaugh wants his own GM. But if he likes Mike Borgonzi, then he could see them going right to the Titans. And I just want to say the biggest thing is Cam Ward is a coach's gem. We saw throughout the last couple of weeks through the season, through the last 8 to 9 weeks, 8-9 games, that we saw Cam Ward kind of just developing right in front of our eyes, being that great quarterback. He condensed his turnovers, did not throw many interceptions, only one, and had 10 touchdowns. He had a QB rating of over 100, not once, but twice, rushing in for a touchdown, making magical plays down the field. He is the perfect guy that a coach like Harbaugh could use. Hey, it's not Lamar Jackson, but it could be the next big thing. So I got 4 reasons why Harbaugh should choose the Titans. And you have a solid general manager, Mike Borgonzi. I mean, if you look at the 2025 draft class, when you have Cam Ward, Femi Oladejo, you saw Gunnar Helman, how he developed. Chimere Dike is an all-pro. Kevin Winston Jr. is going to be a great safety. That is everybody. Now, I will say, on the free agency side, Dan Moore Jr. is a little bit of a bad contract, but you can always get off of that. You can figure something out with restructuring. But what the draft class did, that was perfect for Borgonzi. You have a franchise quarterback in Cam Ward. I talked about it enough. He's going to be the guy for the Titans that is going to be here for a long time coming. This isn't a Will Levis situation, and I know Will Levis is still on the roster. I know that he is still here in Tennessee, but it's Cam Ward's job, and he's not losing it at all. You also get the opportunity to bring in your own staff. Look, I know the Titans have an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator, but you have the possibility. I know that Mike Borgonzi, he would probably tell them, look, you want to be your head coach? You probably get to bring in who you want as offensive coordinator, who you want as defensive coordinator. We'll see what happens. And the last one, you can compete in your division. The Texans are playing a playoff game tonight against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Texans were a great team. So were the Jacksonville Jaguars, but we saw that they are beatable. We saw that this division is going to be wide open if you can just compete. And not only that, they have $100 million in cap space. So it's a prime destination. I know that it says Titans. It's dumpster fire. But no, this team is a solid choice. And you could be that next guy, like that Ben Johnson or that Mike Vrabel, who are in their first year as head coach with a second-year quarterback, and both of them are going to the divisional round. So we'll have to wait and see what Harbaugh decides, but I like the chances for the Titans to possibly land Harbaugh. Are you on board with the Harbaugh train? Go down in the comments section. Give me a Y for yes, or give me an N for no. I'm on board. I just hope they get a good OC. Maybe Mike McDaniel if he decides. But the Titans, they're going to be interviewing Mike McDaniel for a head coaching job, which we'll talk about in just a sec. But on the back half of the show, are the Titans and other teams ignoring the head coaching rumors when it comes to a certain college head coach that already said, look, I'm not going to the NFL? We'll talk about that in just a second. But first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard, but in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every single weekend and elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops. And Prize Picks lets you take control. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if your picks are right, you can cash in. Got a new feature. Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. And if you don't want to make your lineup, well, with the new social feeds feature, you can share Prize Picks with your friends and copy lineups from winners with a single click. You can copy lineups you like or use them as inspiration for your own picks. But you got to download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, let's talk about just what NFL teams have been reported of doing. And then Yahoo Sports saying this comes from Rap Sheet, but they're ignoring Marcus Freeman's post about returning to Notre Dame next season. Interested teams still believe that there's a chance Freeman makes a move to the NFL and would not put him through the interview process, which I think would be absolutely crazy. You're just going to hire Marcus Freeman without giving him an interview? But the question that I have is, could the Titans still be one of those teams that try and get Marcus Freeman? Because there was rumors that two teams were trying to convince Marcus Freeman to be their next head coach. And this is when there was only 2 vacancies, the New York Giants and the Tennessee Titans. So you had to assume that those were the 2 teams trying to contact Freeman. And you can see he's the head coach of Notre Dame. He is only 39 years old and has a 43-12 record as the Notre Dame head coach. But is that willing, when he's never been an NFL guy, to just go out there and not take an interview and just sign the deal right then and there? That would be an absolute disaster. Here's what Titan Sports Illustrated had to talk about the whole entire thing. And they said General Manager Mike Borgonzi has stated multiple times that he's looking for a leader to take the top position on the sideline at Nissan Stadium. Not only does that imply a coach with deep experience, but one with a track record of proven success. Freeman, for all his appealing traits, has neither. A few years down the road, the college coach should definitely make a compelling case for an NFL job. But if Mike Borgonzi is to be believed, he doesn't fit Tennessee's current bill of needs. And I'll just say, there are so many coaching candidates out there, and we just talked about John Harbaugh. On a couple of, honestly, I'd probably take Matt Nagy over Marcus Freeman. And I don't want to take a chance on Marcus Freeman just because it's a disaster. I want a guy with experience. I don't want to go out there and have a guy that's never even touched an NFL sideline before. There's so many other candidates out there. 17 to be exact, and what the Titans are going to interview. And here's their full head coaching interview schedule. You could see they've already interviewed Mike McCoy. They've already interviewed Vance Joseph, Lou Anarumo, Steve Spagnuolo, Matt Nagy, Jason Garrett. Kevin Stefanski was on Saturday. Raheem Morris was today. And then later this week, Hafley, Saleh, Shula, Minter, Arthur Smith, Mike McDaniel on Wednesday. Cliff Kingsbury says now, so I'm assuming that just was whenever. And then Mike McCarthy all the way next Saturday. That's a lot of head coaching interviews. And hopefully the Titans can condense that, all candidates, and decide this is what's going to be our number one. Because if I had to interview those many people, I don't know what I would do. I have no idea, and that's why I'm not currently a general manager of the Tennessee Titans. But I'll ask you guys, who do you want to hire as head coach of the Tennessee Titans? I ask this every single video, but it could change, and we still have this head coaching search going on. So go ahead, let me know down in the comments section who you guys want to be as the next head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And when they do finally make a decision and make the hiring, we got you covered here on the channel with the video analysis, reaction, everything you could possibly think of. So make sure you hit that sub button right now. And as always, tighten up.